Hello and welcome to another SVU live stream. I'm Coach Kev. I'll be joined in a few minutes by J-Moff. We are getting ready here to jump into some Overwatch gameplay. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will be getting things kicked off here in just a second. We're going to start off on Ilios. It's going to be the Knights versus Merage. Merage Esports. So we'll see how they do. The boys obviously bouncing back from the tough loss last week. So see if they're able to bounce back and make those adjustments that we wanted them to make. So really hoping to see the synergy. The lineup for today is going to be Shadow X13, Flame Claymore, Kyle, Zui Slayer, and Asher. So all people we've seen before, and we'll see how they do. So we'll be getting jumped into that in just a moment. Just kind of waiting on these teams to, queue up, get ready. They gotta go to the bathroom, all that stuff. So J-Moff, thanks for joining us, J-Moff. What do you think of this Ilios? A lot of opportunities to knock people off the map. I know you love doing that in Overwatch. So what do you think here?
Boobs and bumps are always the funnest kills to get, right? If you've got a Lucian opportunity or maybe a Doomfist or something, chuck them off. That's because one, you've killed them, so you've gotten now a little bit of advantage in the game, right? You can stagger their respawns and stuff. That's great. Take the objective. But two, the pride, the mental, it's damage. Exactly. There's so much damage to do, right? So that's really the goal. You want to do that,
and you higher chance to get player to play the game.
Like there's only positives. Only positives. That should be the absolute goal of either team.
Every man,
I'd love to see that
on this.
But this, you're exactly right. This is the opportunity to see it here on stream. So we're excited to see that. But these guys have definitely shown some strong points and some weak points, and I'd love to see what they bring to the table here today. And so I know Merage Esports coming in with two high-ranking support players. We'll see what they end up doing. What do you think, J-Moff? Do you put your best players on support, or do you split them up if they're both high-ranking support players? What do you think is the best strategy here for Merage going into this match, if assuming their other players aren't really as high ranked? Yeah, I think it depends a little bit, right, on what supports are right for you and for the comp and everything. But strong support can make all the difference, right? And like Kiriko, that can stop your entire ult with a little E and just is really good at that, looking out for those things. That player can do a lot.
That's true.
And Anna sleeping something, really, that can make a lot of damage as well. But just as saying, having a solid tank or just an immovable wall is huge. Having a DPS that's killing everyone all the time, like, it's going to completely come down to, I think, what these player preferences are too, right? You can be a really good player at one role and maybe not as strong at others. So that'll definitely play into it. Yeah,
so we'll have to see. I'm sure they'll be able to have good organization, but we'll see if Asher can kind of take control of this game, because if they don't have, a high-ranking tank player to match Asher, we've seen him take over a little bit before. So I'd like to see that from him. I'm not sure who's going to be, playing tank. It might be Shadow as well. We've seen him be playing tank. So the Knights have some decisions, but I think it's good because they also have some flexibility, right? So if they play Asher on tank and they want to switch him out and put Shadow on tank, that's something they can do if the game doesn't go well. So I like that, having that versatility.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is a huge advantage. Although personally, I'm all about the Reinhardt. I think we've seen the most success on Reinhardt. Let's come out punching, right? Let's kick him down on the first.
Yeah, nothing has changed in Overwatch.
But I think Asher on the Reinhardt is where we should start for sure. But we'll see what the Knights decide to do. Again, who knows what they've been working? They had a whole week since we last saw them. So
Shadow is pretty goated. So I agree. We'll see what he can do. But he's also, sometimes you want to put your better player on the versatility so that they don't fall off a complete cliff, right? Like if you have, he may be, 90% efficiency on a tank and 70% on DPS, but if your other player's, 30% on DPS, then that's not really going to fly,
Right,
so
you got to be able to cover, and
it might be map specific as well, like if a tank is favored, we know Asher likes his Sigma. I think both of them play kind of a similar champ pool, but that could factor in as well. With the Ilios start, I believe, loser chooses, right? So if we drop this first map, this is a best of 3, just to remind everybody. So if we drop this first map, I'm assuming we're going back to King's Row. Not that we found any success on there, but it's kind of not a correct, because if we're losing the first map, there's a chance we're going to lose the second map anyway.
Say what you will about the Knights. They accept the challenge. They accept the challenge.
So I just think, by the end of the season, if we might hate King's Row. We might never pick it ever again. But yeah, so we'll see what the boys end up deciding. But yeah, I'm excited for this, J-Moff. I think last week was very encouraging with that map that went to 3 games, or with that match that went to 3 maps. Mm-hmm. I think that, they kind of found some confidence, and I hope that they're able to, they had a big week of practices, and hopefully they'll be able to, show that here today that they've improved from even that standpoint, and we can tell that pretty quickly with the way they play, right? It's not always just the wins and losses, it's how they play, how they're organized, and I want to see them come out strong, because we did see a little bit of disconnect on some of those attacks. And that's kind of what I'd like to see the big change coming in with that. Yeah,
I think there's 2 big things that we've seen that kind of keep an eye on here as they've been progressing. One is, like you said, kind of those disconnected plays, right? Have a plan. Let's try and execute the plan. Let's all be on the same page and everything about that. But also, I think just optimizing our ult uses, right? I feel like sometimes some last game that wasn't always the case, and
that's true. That's a good point.
That's maybe one of the easier things to iron out. To hopefully we should see that this time.
Like kind of overusing our ults or, not timing them well. So we'll see what the Knights are able to do, make those adjustments. But it looks like we will be jumping in here in just a second. So we'll see what they're able to do coming into Ilios. So...
All right.
And this is one of the OG maps here, J-Moff. So I like this map. It's bright, it's vibrant.
What makes me worried about this map, Kev? What makes me really worried is that the Knights have a horrible track record against Fair Mercy.
Fair Mercy likes that up.
They like this map. So
that's a good point.
So we'll see, what the other team decides to field here, but that's something to watch out for if you're one of the Knights.
Yeah, so we'll see what they end up deciding. Claymore going to be on the Torb, looks like. Yeah. So Shadow's going to be on the Brig. So it will be Asher on the Orisa, like we said, trying to push these people into the well. Zui, it's going to be on Ash. Ash, one of my favorite champions after Tracer, so definitely like to see that one. And can deal with some flying, so we'll have to see if they opt into that for the enemy squad. They're going to be pushing up here on the objective. Claymore's going to be going around the right. Orisa getting a powerful position here, pushing up on the point. This is going to be the, capture the middle point, both contested. There is no offense-defense in this game mode. So we'll see how that plays out. But this is pretty good positioning here by the Knights, poking in. Here we go. Asher's going in really hard. Look at this aggression coming out from him. I like to see it. Pushing back Merage. We'll see if they can get control. It looks like they can. So Asher doing a fantastic job here pushing in. He might be going a little extended, but he will back off there. And that's a great job. Great opening push here from the Knights.
I think that's some of the best positioning we've ever seen for the team as a whole, right? Like covering so much, but not so far out of range where you can't, heal or peel for somebody. Excellent job. Knights doing a great job
kill here. Coming in. Lucio goes down. So Orisa going to be pushing up the left. Asher trying to keep control, trying to keep them in that building. But Zui will go down. So that's going to be a Cassidy kill. And there we go. Poncho pushing up for the enemy squad. Knights are getting pushed back. 40% cap. But good early push, but it looks like they will have to fall back and regroup. You don't want to stagger those backs too much. That's going to be the ult coming in from Torb. He will pick up one, so good job by him getting that first kill. Claymore, can he get anything else? No, he kind of gets surrounded. Lucio flying around, and we are seeing the support players here playing other roles. So they do have Poncho on the tank role, and they have synergies on Cassidy. So they aren't playing their truly, roles that they climbed high with. So it's interesting to see how that will impact this game, but that's a good counter push there by Merage Esports, and we'll see what the Knights decide to do.
Yeah, it's tough when you get a pick like that, but also they're just low. Here's Kiriko.
Yeah, Asher going in. Good flank here from Claymore. He's going to take out the Cassidy, not able to get the ult off. Fantastic flank there from Claymore, and this is a good push for the Knights, but no, countered. Poncho picks up 2, and Lucio as well helping him out, so the Knights will get pushed back, and I felt like that was a good push there, J-Mo.
I think, everyone's doing a fairly decent job. I think, like you said, Flame Claymore right, doing such a good job. One flanking, taking out the creep, but that turret placement was very good on the way over, right? It's still putting in work. He's contributing to both fights. Unfortunately, the Knights just, weren't able to keep up with the rest of Mighty. I don't remember which ults got thrown down there. I couldn't quite catch it. I thought I saw Orisa ult, and I'm not sure whose Orisa ult that was, but
yeah, I know the enemies use their Orisa ult, so the Knights. But we've seen low charge here on Asher, so I'm sure he threw his in somewhere in there as well. But here come the Knights, good push here, 2 kills early. They should be able to get control of this. Pushing around the right, Weaslayer chasing out Lucio. Does have Bob available if needed, and that's going to be a cap here for the Knights. So they're down 76 or 67% to 60, but they are catching up, and they have a chance here to get control of this point. They had to use a Kiriko ult, so we'll see what they can do. Shadow gonna set up, use his ult as well.
The back and forth here, Knight's looking really, really good. I think it's just gonna be.
Oh, here we go.
Don't lose too much off of Akila Clinton.
Oh, they're hard pushing this same building. The Knights weren't quite ready, and I think they should have been. That's a good counter kill there for Claymore, taking out the Cassidy. And the Knights are holding strong on this back corner. Bob is in a good position here. He's going to get them when they come around that corner. So Bob is just doing work, and there he goes, flies away. So, the Knights looking good here. Holding this corner, but there's not a lot of cover here. They do have a couple shields here with the Brig. But we'll see if they can keep this held, see if they can get a good position. There's kind of a flank going on for the Knights, and the fighting going back and forth. Here comes Poncho, though. The Mirage is making their move. Can the Knights hold it off? It doesn't look like they will be able to. They are getting pushed back a little bit too far. Flank on the right side. Arisa's doing work, twirling her way through our back line, and that's going to be recaptured. 99% here. The Knights coming out strong, but they couldn't cap it, so they got to retake it.
Yeah, very close last-minute push, and SVU gonna lose that point. I think we can take this back. We've seen Knights have had like 2 or 3 very successful pushes.
Arisa ult.
Yeah, we've got some big things. I mean, that's not always the best push tool, but she can do it.
We got some. That's the only tool we got.
That's what we.
That's the only big tool we got.
Right.
So,
almost.
That could have been huge. And here we go. Arisa's getting in there.
Dance party with both.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get some space. He will take down one, but will go down himself in the process. So the Knights not able to get anything done here. They might have a shining hope, but they just can't do enough. Here's Claymore in the back line, but he's surrounded by 3 of them. Can't get anything. And that's probably going to be overtime over. So the first round of this map going over to Mirage, but encouraging start there from the Knights. Really came out strong, and I was really happy to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why the Knights should feel too bad about that. Obviously, when you're close, you hate to lose it. Maybe a little bit of nerves right there. Like, we have to do it. Maybe a little disorganization.
And this is for new viewers. This is a best of 3 on this map, and then a best of 3 of maps. Okay, so yeah. So that's just round 1 of the best of 3 to claim the map in the overarching best of 3. So,
but I think the Knights can take this.
I think so too.
That was fantastic.
And we'll have to see. We'll have to see what results, because as we've seen, we've been doing this a long time, J-Moff, and you've seen games where it's like, it's encouraging, we did good, but then you kind of end up kicking yourself if, we really should have won that first map. We really should have. That was the one that we could have got the momentum and we lost it. And we've seen teams fall apart. I hope to not see that here. Hopefully the Knights can rally and tie this back up. And we'll have to see what happens. Mirage taking the high ground over there. They have a Winston. Asher's going in with the Reinhardt. Going to go for a slam.
Nice.
Got one. So that's 2 early kills here for the Knights. The counter kill going. No, it's just a turret. So Knights looking good. Getting control. Should be able to get onto the point and start capping.
Yeah, I think Knights, again, looking really good there. And this is I think, a good sign of, the Knights not losing that confidence in themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So hopefully that continues to the rest of this match.
When we're seeing they won the first fight both rounds, so to me that's just the Knights are better at shooting, better at the small things, and they might be faltering with their ult usage, and that's where the enemy team is coming back into it. But this early fighting has been going the Knights' way, and that's encouraging. So here comes Winston. He's going to get in, try to get some damage down, but he's going to get killed pretty quickly. So Zweeslayer now on the Bastion, pumping damage up on top of the roof, trying to get as much done as possible. Kyle still playing on this. See what he can do. But the Knights with great position here, and it's going to be hard to get them out of this out of this building.
Yeah, I think the Knights 39% now, right? Like, you're going to be all halfway done before they even get another push. I'm looking great, and this particular spot this is like the fall off the map spot, right?
Yep, this is
where we're
everyone that has played this game has fallen off the map.
I'm surprised there's not a Lucian, but that's okay.
Right? yeah.
A little sad.
So Poncho's actually going to go down. So that's the tank slain here for the Knights. So that's fantastic. They're doing a great job. They might just 100% cap this without ever having a threat. They're doing really good if they can just use their ults correctly. Make sure they get the charge up. Save them. Don't waste them. Wait for that final push because Mirage is going to be getting desperate. If you can counter their ults and counter one more big push, you probably have this in the bag. So the Knights got to be patient here. Keep getting picks. And that's going to be an early ult here from the Reinhardt. He's going to try to take out the Orisa, but that's a lot of tankiness, and I don't know if they have the damage. He's going to swing at her. They should be able to take her down. Yes. So Orisa will go down. Zweislayer also takes down Anchi. So the Knights looking good here at 90%, and this should be a cap. So this might get tied up here.
Yeah, I think that was a very good call. I think we're talking about optimizing your ult usages, and maybe getting a one-man ult using both Torb and Reinhardt doesn't always seem great. But when the clock's that high, right, like you're almost done, and no one's going to do anything without Orisa, right? So just get rid of her.
And I like the decisiveness.
Yeah,
and they had the Torble, alongside of it. Like that's the decisiveness we want to see here from the Knights, where they're not hesitating. It's like, hey, we don't want to let them recap. We've seen what they can do when they do cap it, and they can set up a defense. So I like the Knights just going out there, and they still had 2 ults to spare, so they're not overusing their ults. They kind of staggered them nicely, just used just enough to secure the objective, and they go in, with ult still remaining. So even if there was a better push from Mirage, they probably could have handled it. So good job here by the Knights, and we'll see in this final round of this first map what happens. This one is definitely tricky. You got to go down into that little pit thing, and it's just death.
This one's tough. This one, I think that this is, again, the Knights making these early pushes, taking the first captures, and then pushing their defense forward a little bit. Really huge. I think they've been doing, similar things, and I think if they can do that again,
all right,
kind of
missed the tackle there. He's gonna get pushed
There's
off, and we finally see one. So, will that be the turning point, J-Mob?
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
And to me, this is the one I least think about falling off the map, and yet that's where we saw it.
Somehow they managed to do it, yeah.
So here we go, 76. He's got a Mercy behind him, trying to pump in the damage, but that's 2 shotguns up to his face. Not able to survive that one. Kyle's going to be on the objective, trying to just stall it out, trying to wait for his team. Here comes Reinhardt. Finally got back to the fight. He's swinging away. He's going in, trying to get the tackle. Reaper's on him, though. That's a lot of damage coming in. I don't know if he's going to be able to survive. His shield goes up. He's hiding in the corner. He's at 30 HP, and he will go down. And now we got to kind of worry about staggering our backs once again, because now everyone else is showing up. So I think they might just wait here. Yeah, Torb's coming back. Yeah. Looks like the Knights smartly are going to wait for their teammate and try to set up. But now we have to go into a set-up Mirage defense.
Yeah, I think, you got to wait there in the first place if you're Reinhardt, right?
Yeah, I agree.
It's a bit of a trap. As much as you want to,
be the hero.
Continue the early push. It's fine. You lost the push. Let's get back together. As you now have that wall back up, though, everyone's in position here.
Yeah, so Swede's going to go down Orisa. And this is the aggression that we've seen here from Mirage. Is this Orisa, I feel like, is just very, very, very aggressive. It reminds me of, who was that guy we played against the other day? Chicken or something. Or, who was that guy?
I don't remember his name.
That guy was very aggressive and it ended up paying off. It's risky, but when it pays off, it really is hard to get a foothold if you're the Knights. But we've seen them kill and isolate the Orisa before, and hopefully they'll be able to do that again. So they're grouping up once again. Let's see what they're able to do. A couple change champions here. We're going with Junk. He's pretty solid. Oh, here we go. Good position for him. He's going to be dumping down the damage, and damage is what we need. You got to be, try to draw out some ultis, see if you can get some damage in, see if you can kill anybody, get some picks. So we will pick up one, but the Knights just falling. Cassidy doing massive damage to his own right. So that's another failed push here. And this is what they were afraid of in the second round, right? The defense here from Mirage is solid once they get their point.
Yeah, and I think this is a good indication, I think, for both teams going into the rest of the best of 5 here is excellent. There's a lot of momentum involved, right? We're having difficulty taking back good positions, or in this case, literally the point, right? So I think that'll be something to keep an eye out for here.
And I think that kind of plays into the aggression, right? Aggression's great when everything's going well, but it's horrible when, you just inting.
There's going to be a certain amount of patience involved after that first attempt fails.
Yeah, so there's Poncho with the Nunu ult, gonna just dump on everybody. So that was unfortunate. But the Knights, had some encouraging. We took the second round. and we'll have to see what they can do. Going into this. Is this going to be Kings? Is this going to be Kings Row, J-Moth? Is this going to be Kings Row?
We're going to find out.
So we should be able to get to choose the map. We'll see if they've practiced anything else. It wouldn't be bad seeing a success on Kings Row, and there it is. So Kings Row will be coming up. It's kind of like a tradition here. Yeah, we're gonna see Kings Row every week. I think, unless we 2-0 and they don't pick Kings Row.
For us as viewers, the advantage is here we get to see week after week the exact same map, and the adjustments should be fairly clear, right, on what the Knights are working on here. So, hopefully that'll come out. And when we're talking about these early pushes and everything, it's going to be tough making it past the first choke, I think. The Knights have always had difficulty, but if we can make it past that and hold that, the first capture should be fairly easy. If we can have a little bit of patience going in, I don't think it'll be an issue. I'm having hope. I'm having faith. I believe they're here to bring the best this time, and we might win the map. It might happen. Forget winning the map. We might take the first point of the map. I believe that can happen.
Yeah, so we'll see if the Knights have prepared anything for Kings Row. I believe they need to fix the spectator a little bit before we get into this. But yeah, so obviously we saw the Knights can win these first fights. We are seeing kind of like the point you brought up. I think our ult usage still needs a little bit of work. We just see the good ult there by the Reinhardt at the end, the good holding on the ult. So they're definitely improving in that department. But we're not seeing the retake ability of the Knights. So we'll have to see if they can make that adjustment.
Yeah, I was just sorting out some spectator issues here at the moment, but. Yeah, I think definitely the ult usage is something to keep an eye out for, like you're saying, Kev. But for me, I'd really like to see the continued pressure that our DPS are putting here on the board. I think the Torbjorn just constantly having so much damage. Really good placement by the turrets there for the first 2 rounds of last game. Definitely just putting in a lot of work. I think the Junkrat switch, a lot of switches I've really liked. I think there's been good reasons for it, and even if the execution wasn't perfect, I think that the game plan is there, the switch is ready, and here we are jumping back in.
Yeah, so we're actually going to be jumping in. We are going to be seeing it from the perspective of Merage this time. So the Knights are going to be the red side attacking the blue side right now, and we'll see what they're able to do. And this could actually be a good, interesting perspective here for us, J-Moff, to see the attack and to see it from the defensive point of view and how the Knights do.
Yeah, so here it is at the first point, right? And Knights, again, having difficulty getting to that first gate, as we can see. Not very far into the game yet, but it's just kind of what we've seen so far. I like the patience, though, right? There is no Knights we lost the first push. We're waiting for Hamster to come back. Now we're going in.
Yeah, so the Knights pushing in hard, and this is a speed push. We haven't seen this before from the Knights, just getting on the point as fast as possible and trying to get some kills. Poncho is low. He's backing up with the shield. Will he be able to hold off the Knights? The Knights doing a great job getting in here, getting some space, but they haven't been able to pick up any kills. Where's the DPS for the Knights? Everyone here is still alive for Merage, and here we go. Poncho's pushing him back. He's just swinging away. And for those who don't know, there's a ton of mosquitoes on this map, so he just tries to swing at them to keep them out of his face. But so here's the ulti here for Poncho as well. So
that's already scary, and I think I really like that push at the beginning.
All right, here we go. Rinsing and repeating. So here comes Shadow on the ball, trying to get in, trying to get some damage. But look at that wall into the Reinhardt tackle. It's like they were prepared for that. So the Knights may have to adjust, and that's going to be a revive coming in. But that's not going to do anything. Ball's just going to fly around. Might be able to live, but what's the point? And no, he will not. So the Knights just unable to crack the defense here of Merage.
Yeah, this Shadow ball looking like it's got some strong points and got some weak points. I think the Knights are having, there's at least the game plan, right? And we're clearly playing around that. I don't know what needs to change really, though, right? Are we not focusing fire enough when people are getting low? Or
and here we go. We're coming back.
Time's the charm.
Oh, he has the ulti this time, though. Maybe Shadow can do something with the ulti. He's on the objective. He's doing. Here we go. Roly-poly-oly going in, trying to get a slam down. But the Knights just seem to be falling. I haven't seen many kills coming out for the Knights. They got to start doing some damage. They got to start getting some kills. and Ball will try to survive until he finds the moment. He's going to go in, but he will get tackled. He will drop the minefield, and he's alone in here, though. He's trying to use the phone booth. He's trying to dodge out. Here's Kyle backing him up with some healing spray, but Kyle will go down. Claymore will go down. Shadow's still alive. He's rolling around. He's causing destruction. He's causing mayhem, but he's getting low on health. He's going to pick up a little tiny health back. That's not going to do anything to not even heal him. Cassidy takes him down. So the Knights, they're trying this Ball attack, and it doesn't seem to be working, Jay.
No, I mean, it's tough, right? With any of these kind of dive tanks, right? Like, maybe if you're like Winston, it's a little bit easier. But there's a lot of responsibility on the Knights in the back to survive and put work in at the same time without, a very clear wall in between them.
And it looks like Merage is just ignoring him. Like he's surviving, Ball surviving, but
your whole team's dead.
Yeah. So I don't know what he's getting done, particularly. There's the wall off. So they're really patient on that wall. So great job by Merage. And then, Poncho just goes to work with the hammer, and the Knights just need to get some kills. There we go. Finally, Claymore's going to pick up 1. He's going to pick up 2 with the Reaper ult. So that's finally some kills coming in for the Knights. They're going to pick up 3. They're going to pick up 4. And the Knights should be able to cap this now. At least got it 1/3. Should be able to get it 2/3. And possibly even start pushing the payload, which is something I don't think we've seen yet on King's Row.
This might be a first.
So,
but this is a huge example of the switches that I think the Knights have done a great job of doing, right? Ball was a mistake. We tried it 3 times. We could have switched a little bit earlier, but that's fine, right? We made the adjustment.
Yeah, they want to use his ult, so they got the ult out, and then, they made the adjustment, which was a great job. And I 100% agree, J-Muff. That's a fantastic point.
All right.
Look at this.
Pushing. Look, this is a very forward defense. I think I'm really liking it so far here. Just waiting for the point to catch up a little bit. But.
Yeah. So here we go. The Knights looking good here. It's going to be a wasted Cassio, only going to kill 1, and he will get revived anyway. So the Knights are on the push. And we haven't, if you're a longtime viewer here this season, we haven't actually seen this part of this map. But you do push this payload now. So you got to cap it first, and then you push it as far as you can, and then the other team has a chance on offense to push it as far as they can, assuming they cap it.
And this little building that we see...
comes a flank coming in from Claymore,
right here.
Trying to get some damage in. He's going to go into his shadow mode, see if he can do anything else. He's in pretty good positioning here, doing some damage, but the Knights unable to get too much done. So he will be pushing around the right, and they're kind of pushing back the forces here from Merage.
It's not about kills, right? Yeah. It's just about pushing the payload, right? So if you can get him to back up, that's a win. That's a win all the same.
And this is what you like to see from your flanking DPSs, where they're doing enough damage where if it scares the enemy. And even if they're not getting the kills, the enemy has to reposition. They have to move their backline, move their tanks back. And here we go. Zweetsayer picking up 2 in tank mode here for the Bastion. He will pop to the May, but
I don't know. No one's really helping poor Bastion there, but really, really successful push so far, the Knights. And I think you make a great point about the value the Knights are getting out of these flanks, and especially these flanks on the DPSs. Obviously, both of our one of our supports switched, so less flanky, but the Moira can still do it, right. Like the Knights are a lot of aggression. He's really good. Here's a very deep Claymore.
He's
going to be able to get out.
Here comes Zweeg looking
continuously pushing,
trying to get some damage down. The Knights are looking good here on the second map. They got this payload pushed pretty far. We'll see what else they can do. Pushing in, Kyle was unable to get his all off before dying. And we're seeing bodies after bodies here for the Knights. Claymore's still alive, trying to get some damage in, but he is a pretty short range character. He does get his ult charged up, but he needs some healing. He's going to just pop instantly if he goes in there, but he kind of has to, he feels like, so he might pop his ult here. I don't know if it's the best idea. Wants to be a little bit patient, so he's going to back up, get behind his team, and here we go. He's looking for the flank angle, looking for that big ulti. There's a bunch of them down there. Can he find it? Lucio ult, though, is kind of countering it, so I don't know if he's able to get pop it. He's going to be patient, and I like that hold there by him.
Yeah, that was really good. Almost baiting out the Lucio ult. I think, right? Looking very, very strong. And Knights were able to hold off on 2 ults now. I think at least 2.
Claymore's going in. This is aggressive from Claymore. He's realizing he got back up a little bit there.
Right. He's looking for this ult opportunity, right? You got to look for it.
And it's really the fear, right? Yeah. Like they know it's coming. They know that and he's got to know when to hold it, when to cast it. Here he comes. He's dropping down, and that could be a triple kill. Yes, it is. Claymore finds the angle. They lost track of him. He picks up 4 in the long run, and this could be a push into cap here for the Knights. What a play by Flaming Claymore.
Claymore putting so much work in. If he doesn't play the game for that, right? Like that's got to be it. Now taking an aggressive. Get off. We're capping this. So really, really good.
And there we go.
The Knights have done
full push there for the Knights on Kings Row.
History being made.
There we go. That's why we picked the map. Finally get to show off why. And we'll see what Merage does to counter. We saw good early defense there by Merage, but once they cracked, the Knights just kept pushing, had them on the back foot, and they never could recover.
Yeah, Shadow, changing his strategy to just go ahead and take the Ramastra. We're going to do this the old-fashioned way, no weird diving stuff. And then Claymore really coming alive. And I think, the point you're making of the threat of Claymore was way more dangerous than Claymore himself was for the last half of that game.
Exactly.
He put so much work in just being afraid of where this Reaper is. Does he have ult? Like, what is he going to do to us? Like,
yeah, I love the patience coming out by him. And then he finally found the moment, and it was obviously the correct moment, picking up 3 with the ult and then finishing off another one afterwards. So great job by him, getting that work done. And so we'll see what the Knights can do moving in now onto the defensive end. And so you basically Merage has to push it all the way, and they have to force overtime, right?
Yeah, they have to do it faster if they can, right?
Yeah, you want to do it as fast as possible so that you have enough time in overtime to do more. But
now, obviously, Knights have had difficulty making that initial push on attack, but I think defense is generally a little bit more difficult in this map. I think for most people, so we'll see what the Knights can do. We haven't seen them play a ton on the defense. Usually,
that's true,
because all the enemies have to do is cap. Usually, because the Knights haven't been able to cap the first point. So
yeah.
So we'll see what the Knights can bring to the table. So I'm a little excited for that. But they have had some successful. They've had some success on the initial push, defending the initial push, but when the enemies make adjustments, I think we haven't seen the Knights counter-adjust.
Yeah,
right? So,
and I think Merage has kind of shown just as much issues on the attack as we have, right? Like, when they are set up, they're very hard to crack. And we saw that at the beginning of the defensive round here for them on Kings Row. But when they did crack and they couldn't get reset up, they should have picked, a spot and been like, all right, let's never let them get past this spot. But they got a little greedy with their defense. So I think if the Knights, can stop their attack, we haven't really seen Merage formulate a really great attack in this map and the last map. So we'll see if they're able to do that, because it reminds me of the second round there on Ilios, right? Like, the Knights had it and they never lost it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so a little bit of technical difficulties they're setting up. Some of the players got to just get readjusted here before we move into the attack here for Merage. So yeah,
this is turning out like this could be a relatively one of the longer series we've seen out of any of these Overwatch games from the Knights. Do you know? It says the Knights have had a couple of days where they've had 2 kind of back-to-back. Best of 3s. Is this another one of those?
Yeah, this is another one of those. We're going to be going up against St. Thomas.
Fatigue is something that could come into play here. Something to keep your eye out for if we go after, once we get it.
That's true, because if they win this, then we're going to game 3.
Yeah.
It
could be a very, very long day. Which is just, that's all part of the game, right? You gotta
great for us. More Overwatch, the better.
That's right.
So we don't want those first few weeks where it was like we're out of here in 10 minutes. We don't want any of that, right? Like, we want these nice long games back and forth, and we'll see. What are you thinking here, J-Muff, with the defense for the Knights? What would you run? Do they go the Reinhardt? I've been seeing the Torb. I'm not really sure what they're going to be doing.
I'm 100% behind the Torb, and I think if there is a Reinhardt, if Shadow's just protecting, if we're making the most use out of that wall, I think that's when we saw the best defense over on Ilya, was where the Torb either had he and his turret were behind a very solid Reinhardt wall, or there's kind of a flank angle for one or the other, right, where you can't really focus on both. And I think that worked well. I think that could work well again. But the Knights have clearly shown, look, we can do a lot more than just that, right? Like, I think there's a lot that could happen here. I'm always on the Reinhardt train, but the Ramatra looked really good too.
Yeah.
Even if he's less defense, I don't know. There's a lot of zone he can control as well. So
Yeah, and I do like what you're saying with the flanks. I think it's disrupting Mirage's lines and getting them confused, and I think that is helping the Knights. I think that when Mirage is able to just have what they want and play the way they want, they're very, very scary, very organized. But when the Knights can get in there, disrupt things, move it around, get a pick, then Mirage seems to be crumbling. So hopefully they'll be able to do that in this next round.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so it looks like we are going to be taking a little bit of a pause here, so we should be back here in a minute or two. So just stand by, and we'll jump right back into the game as soon as it's available. All right, we are back and ready for the defense here by the Knights. So a little bit of a break there, J-Muff, but looks like a sub had to be pulled in here for Merage. I'm not sure when they lost that guy in the last map, but we'll see what the Knights can do here on defense. Baptiste also got Symmetra, so
I like the Symmetra.
You know, so a little bit of flavor here for the Knights. Yeah. Asher's is playing support this time, you know, so because Shadow was on ball, and now looks like Shadow will be playing tank. So
yeah, no, Shadow doing a great job, I think, over the course of this map. I'd like to see him keep putting work in here. I think the Knights, we'll see how they hold up, right? This first initial push is going to tell us a lot.
Yeah, here we go. Reinhardt pushing in for Merage. The Knights holding them back. Claymore on his Torb. Oh, there we go. Merage moving around the right side here. So they might be coming up on the high ground, trying to get an angle here for onto the Knights. Reinhardt will drop down. He will flame strike. He'll only hit a little bit there, though. Baptiste going to be doing a lot of damage here. The Knights are holding strong. Kyle still alive. Going to be surviving as long as possible. The sub here, Middle Mist, goes down for Merage. So that's going to be their sub coming in. Zwislayer doing well. The Knights hold off this opening push.
I think I really like the game plan out of Merage there. Just, you know, I think maybe some execution issues. But the Knights doing a great job defending.
Yeah.
Just keeping them low, keeping them dead, or so they can get, you know, make them dead when the time comes. And the Torbjorn Symmetra is a lot to come onto, right? It's a lot of damage to just walk into, so you got to be real careful.
Yeah, so see what they can do here. Zwislayer setting up those turrets.
Oh,
a lot of AI on our team
from
here.
the sky.
Yep, and they must have watched our VODs. They know our weakness. We'll see if we have a counter for it this time. Reinhardt's coming in fast. He should be able to go down, but he does get his shield up just in time. That's going to be Shadow picking up a kill, though. Finally, we'll take down the Reinhardt. There we go with the Symmetra ult. So the Knights looking good on defense here, and this is what we're kind of worried about with Merage, is their ability to push into these point. We haven't seen them prove that they can. So that's going to be, they're back on the May with those annoying walls, but it's also giving us a little bit more cover here for the Knights so they can back up a little bit. But when it does go down, then they lose that cover. So Mercy will be in the air trying to heal up Reinhardt. There's a little aggression coming in. Asher going to be flying around trying to heal. He might go for the revive here. Not sure what he's thinking. Yes, he will. Bring back Claymore. So Kyle does have his Baptiste ult, but he's not in the fight. So Knights doing well, though. Shoving off the second attack. So Knights looking really good here. Shadow going to pick up multiple kills here. Doing a great job.
Yeah, you know, you get Shadow on the unkillable Ramatra who can just out DPS anyone, and there you go. That's the end of the push.
That's the answer. Why go ball when you could go Ramatra? So
a little bit of a zoning Torbolt, I guess.
Yep, Zwislayer actually takes down the Pharah. That might be our first ever Pharah kill. So good job by him.
Yeah, I think the Bastion switch is real good there.
There we go. Oh, they're all looking up. They see it. They see it. Claymore sees it. But oh, look at this. Before you know it, Ryan's in our back line. He's wreaking havoc. Synergy's going to pick up a kill. And here they go. They're pushing onto us. Merage is taking control of the point. The Knights are getting pushed back. They're losing numbers quick. And that's going to be total control here taken by Merage on that push. So the Knights with a great hold there. Did waste a lot of time. Only a minute left here to cap this. But they will get some added time once they do. So if the Knights can hold this, if they can get back to this, I don't know if they'll be able to, but they do have the window. Looks like they will just hold up back here.
Take this corridor or something here. I think I really like the Knights hold there. I think get maybe a little distracted by the Pharah almost.
We saw them all look up. Right. You know, we're like, oh my gosh.
Which may have been the downfall of that hold, but they got a lot of work in, took a lot of time off.
Yeah, and now I want to see the Knights not make the mistake that we saw Merage make. I want to see them find a spot and hold it just like you would anything else, right? You want to bend, don't break, but at the end of the day, you want to give them as hard a defense as you can. You want to hold something. It looks like it's going to be this corner, so it's looking pretty good right now, but here comes the Pharah finally coming through. The payload's coming through, so now here comes the attack from Merage. Zwislayer caught in that building, and here comes the May ult. And we'll see what that ends up doing. Going to be backing up here. And Reinhardt all of a sudden in the back line. May ult going to do a lot of work. And that's a lot used here. Yeah. Reinhardt ult, May ult used by Merage. So they win the fight, but at what cost? So we'll see if the Knights can regroup here. And we see the Pharah Mercy still flying around, wreaking havoc. And the Knights still seem to not have an answer for that. But good news here, J-Muff. They're going to be going inside eventually.
Yeah, no, I don't blame them for using that much to get past, one of the second of three kind of big choke points on this map. I think that do what you got to do to get past it, right? You still got 2 minutes left on the clock. But now it's going to be tougher, and I think the Knights can really hold them here for a while. That's what we love to see anyhow.
Yep, so here they come. Merage pushing in, trying to get around this corner. They're playing the walls well. The Knights dumping down damage, but that's Weasler going down to Farah. I feel like Farah should be limited, though, being inside here. So this might be where the Knights can take it. But as I say that, she's picking up kill after kill after kill. Reinhardt getting some pressure in, getting some space, and he's still alive, but he's very low. And here comes the Mercy finally healing him, and he's going to push us back. So the Knights just not with enough DPS to take down the Reinhardt. He was so close to going down. We do have the Ramatra ult. We'll see what the Knights end up deciding to do here, what ults they decide to use. We still have the Baptiste ult. Haven't found a way to use that. So we got to start using these effectively.
Yeah, I'm worried about...
All right, here we go. Okay. Big things are happening. The Knights trying to get something done, trying to make a stand here, but there we go. Counter ult by Poncho. He's going to come in and tackle. He will take down Shadow. Claymore's going in, but there's that wall from May. So here comes the payload. It should push that down, but the Knights are holding here. They're going to hold strong. Flaming Claymore still alive, and the Knights are pushing it back. Sweet Slayer with one, Kyle with one, and the Knights do make the hold here, and Merage is going to have to regroup. The Knights have to be quick here, though. They got to set up their defense. They got to get ready for this next push, and there's the Pharaoh Rockets already raining in on them.
Yeah, the Merage able to push way too fast through most of this building. They still got over 2 minutes left on the clock before they even get back here. So this will be a tough one for the Knights.
Yeah, so all they have to do, though, if they can stop them from getting the full cap, they will win this map and push it to 3 maps.
Yeah.
Shadow pushing up, trying to get something done. There's the window, but it's too far ahead, I think. It might not be enough. There's the freeze coming out, and Shadow is going to have to go down. Yes, Zui does pick up the Mercy, so they're finally dealing with the Mercy. They're dealing with the Fair the best they can, but the Knights do hold.
I think, and like you're saying, this is kind of an okay outcome. It's fine. We don't need to really win these fights, but we need to take away enough from them that they have to run all the way back and they can't push by the time we're ready set up again.
Yeah, and we got Bob. The Farah's up there doing damage, but we're mitigating it. They're not doing enough. So Merage needs to get a wipe. They need to get a huge fight if they want to push this in, because we just trade back and forth, team fight after team fight, then that's going to be a win here for the Knights. So the Knights are happy with this situation. Sweet Slayer is going to look for an opportunity to use Bob. He might just save it for emergency. No, he already used it. So yeah, here we go, though. Here comes the move from Merage. They're going to take out the Mercy. Mercy gets caught up in a little bit of CC there, and here comes Merage. That's 2 kills going over to Merage quickly, and here comes the push, and all the Knights are down. They just get decimated, and it looks like that will be tied up here at 3. So Merage coming out with a vengeance after losing the defensive round.
Yeah, it's tough to defend on this map. Nice showing you right there, but some really, really solid pushes and attacks. Which, like you said, that's clearly the strength of both these teams, right? We can get in there no matter who's playing. Mm-hmm. And it's tough to absorb. Knights doing a great job a couple of times. Just not enough to stall the clock out all the way. So both teams now, you see at the top, minute 9. This overtime is going to be very, very close. Very, very close. So
yeah,
it's anyone's game.
We got a minute for us, a minute 9 for the enemy. What are you thinking here, J-Moff, with... What adjustments could the Knights make that will make any difference?
I think there's a certain focus aspect of what the real threat is, right? What the objective of defense is. Now here we're on attack again as well, so the Knights know what to do here. I'm not super worried.
I think I kind of think this capping this first point might just decide it. We've seen both teams struggle with the first push. And it's on the third or fourth push where they finally break through. So I think if you can capture this first point and at least get the payload on your first or second push, within this first minute, that might be enough to do it, because we've seen both teams' early defense be very strong. So we're seeing Shadow start with the Ramatra, totally abandoning the ball, which I agree with. That was not working. So this might be the strategy that the Knights need. They're pushing in quick, trying to get something done, but you got to be a little bit patient. Okay, they're going to be using the teleport. They're going for a quick attack here, trying to get maybe a little bit of ult charge, get on here quickly, catch surprise here, and this is a good strategy for the Knights. Ramatra still with plenty of HP, doing as much damage as possible, doing work, putting up the shield, getting in there. He's on the point now. Merage is getting pushed back. They lost their May. They don't have that annoying wall anymore. They don't have any freeze coming out. and that should be Reinhardt going down as well. No, he picks up one. He's still alive somehow. They cannot kill the Reinhardt. The Reinhardt's at 1 HP. He's at least getting pushed back. A revive coming in. Mercy going to bring back Symmetra. And the Ramatra is on this. They have 1/3 captured. The Knights need to kill this Reinhardt, though. Can they ever kill him? He is just tanking so much, doing so much work. Slayer finally goes down to the Cassidy, and there's the Reinhardt coming out. He's going to be doing a lot of damage with that. He's going to be pushing him back, and it looks like they will hold, and that's an incredible hold from Merage. A great attack by the Knights, and they did get a 3rd plus change. But what an incredible last stand there by Merage, just with a hair's breadth of life on that Reinhardt. They were somehow able to live. And the Knights now have to hold them back from capping that much.
Yeah, when you're in the situation that it's a 1-minute push, it's going to be an eventful 1 minute. I really, really like the Knights. That teleport in, get on it, make stuff happen.
Well, and I like that they didn't show it in the opening attack. They saved it for overtime. And it looked like it kind of caught them off guard. They had the early pick. They just couldn't really get that last kill. If they got one more pick, I think they just capped that right there.
Yeah, I think after you get that May, which you work really hard for, you got to worry about focusing the Reinhardt too much, right? Because they have a wall. They've got a Mercy just funnel healing him. They've got Kiriko with so much burst and invincibility. Like, you can get him low, then he's going to have to do it again before that white ball is back up again off cooldown. So I think maybe that was our opportunity to really take down some of these squishies. Hopefully they can see that here now on defense if a similar situation arises. But again, there's only a minute now on the side of Merage. Yep. So it's going to be just as difficult. The Knights, looks like we're taking a little bit of a different position here maybe for defense.
I like it. I think surprising people in overtime is a very underrated tactic. I think that it's great. Because, if you do something that they're not expecting and you get a couple early kills, you only got to take that clock away. You only got to stop 1-2 pushes. If you get an early pick, if you get something crazy happening, that wins you the game. That's at 53%. So that's all Merage has to capture. If they capture more than 53%, they will take this map and end this series at 2. But the Knights in prime position to defend this, gonna do what they can. So here comes Reinhardt here. Ramatra gonna push him back, and that Reinhardt's getting low pretty quickly. He should be out of healing. He's in the house, and yes, that'll be a kill. So counter kill coming in for Farah, but 2 kills going over to Shadow real quick, and the Knights with a great early stop here on the first push, and they are primed to stop this completely. Reinhardt's back up. He's pushing in. We need a couple more kills here for the Knights if they can get him. Ramatra trying to do something, but Reinhardt is doing a lot with his hammer. He's going nuts. Claymore's going to go down as well. It's going to be a revive on Kyle, but what's he going to do? He's just a Moira. He's going to spray heal. He's going to try to do something, but the guy is just swatting everybody. The Soul and the SWAT will not be stopped. Slayer's finally getting into the mix, but the Knights are falling one by one, and it looks like they will fall completely, and that should be possibly a cap here. They're getting it pretty good, J-Muff, and I think they will.
Yeah,
they will.
They've got it.
So the Knights fall 0-2 in this best of 3, but they did a really good job. That's the best we've seen them play on Kings Road, especially. So really encouraging things coming out. And once again, the tanks always get this. Yeah, this is bias, and I'm sick of it. Tanks always get this play of the game. This actually was a good play because it was not only a good play stat-wise, but the timing of it. They had to score this. They had to get it all the way pushed, and they were patient. They caught the Mercy with the CC, and they just decimated us. So that was really, really good job done by Merage as a team. But I was really encouraged by the Knights, and I'm hoping to see more here as we go into this next best of 3 versus St. Thomas University.
Yeah, I think that was definitely, we can agree that was the best we've seen this squad this semester, right? Just really stepping up, executing, adjusting, just it's all here. I hope that they don't get knocked down by this defeat. It was close, sure, and I think the Knights definitely could have won this, and under slightly different changes, slightly different circumstances. But you can't beat yourself up about that, right? Because you do have another match coming up right now. So you just got to ride the momentum and get back into it.
Yeah, and sometimes it helps you kind of stay warm, map to map, jumping right back into another series. So it might not be too bad. I don't think they should feel tilted or anything after that. That was a great performance. Great. They pushed it all the way, and they capped some. They just weren't able to. And J-Moth, I thought we had it on defense. I really did. We killed the Reinhardt. We were killing people left and right. And yeah, they respawn right there, but it was like the revive came in and that hurt us, and then the Reinhardt just was unkillable after that.
Yeah,
you know?
once you've got Reinhardt dead, and then they're able to get the instant revive, and we're still looking at Reinhardt.
Yeah,
and they're just killing all of us, right? Pharah's came back again, right? They did the same attack team, and at a certain point, it's just too much damage to absorb. But the Knights, up until that point, did just a phenomenal job.
They really did, yeah. So, all right. So, making some adjustments. I'm not sure what the opening map is here in this next best of 3. It might take us here a couple minutes to get this started. So, we'll probably just go to a break. And then when we come back, we'll be in the second best of 3 versus St. Thomas University. You're not going to want to miss this. So, make sure you stick around. All right, so we are back here. They're getting loaded up. We'll join in here in just a second. It is the SVU Knights versus St. Thomas University, and this is going to be a good one here, J-Mob. The Knights still warm. You know, this is like less than 5 minutes after that upsetting loss, but I don't think tilting because they did play well. So I think they're just fired up, ready to go, ready to take it to St. Thomas.
Yeah, you know, I hope so. I think they there's no reason for that, right? So jumping on to. I don't know the name of this map, I don't recall, but it's a fantastic map because there's a lot of verticality to it, right? So it's really interesting. We can see some really cool flanks and stuff, which I think the Knights have done well with. Here's a Pharah, right? Pharah Mercy.
Oh no! Everyone's scouting us. They know our weakness. When did we start losing the last time? When they went Pharah Mercy. So 76 up there on the high ground on the temple. The Knights looking to try to get organized. Samurai's back in, so Samurai got subbed in here. Not sure who he got subbed in for. Let's take a look at that. But he did get subbed in. Shadow's on the brig, going to be getting possession of this. Reinhardt on our team. I like to see it. Look at that fantastic wall. That's why they bring in Samurai for stuff like that. Great wall by him, but somehow they're unable to get the kill. They actually do finally finish him off. So great job by Samurai going in with the Mei. He's a Mei expert. Good job by him getting that kill, getting things started off.
Yeah, great. And this is another example of one of those early pushes, right? The Knights, this is what they're good at. Let's hold it now, right? We saw them succeed in game one for one of those game one round two, I think. Last set, and it was like this, right? This was the push. We don't let them take it back. Let's do the same thing again, right? Pharah Mercy's still running around out there. Hopefully we can kill him and stagger it enough, but it looks like everyone will be back up on the board. And now the Knights are going to get one taken. Yeah,
Pharah's not going to fly up. You ain't going to fly that much in there, So, but Reinhardt will take control of that. So the Knights with a good early 41% on the opening push, and I'm loving the adjustments they've made to these opening pushes. I think this is going to be great for them throughout the season. So we'll see what they can do here moving forward. But Pharah trying to shoot in, trying to get Zui. That would have been a horrible death if he went down, but he ends up not dying. So that's a great job by him. So the Knights trying to look through this top angle here. Looks like a flank going on. Zui trying to do something crazy, but unable to get it done. So they'll be pushing up through the middle. And look at that high ground, though, controlled by St. Thomas.
That's what makes this map so interesting.
And then Pharah, I just see all our necks break every time Pharah takes off because we all want to kill her so bad, but just unable to do so. Samurai coming in, looking for some shots. He's going to miss everybody. Gets the solo ult, actually ends up getting two. So, that ends up being a good ult there for Pharah. A triple kill for the Pharah. And looking at these early numbers here, the Knights only with 3 kills to their name. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, and it really just like that, right? Back into the game, St. Thomas, I think, right? Completely back into the game. 55% now capped after a nice good push, and
here we go.
These retakes have always been difficult for the Knights. We're gonna get ults coming out though.
Yeah, and I like the organization that they got to get up there though. This Reinhardt ult's not gonna do anything down here if you can't get up there. So you got to either get on the point and draw them down, or you got to go up there and match them.
Right, Moira is not gonna get that kind of.
Oh no! There, Reinhardt pulls the trigger first. A little hesitation there, but he gets the shield up. So Asher does survive a little bit, but he's a little bit hesitant on that ult. And the enemy Reinhardt pulls it first.
Looking a little maybe disorganized here after that first initial push. I think, obviously we saw an idea of what everyone wanted to do.
Yeah.
Not sure about that one so much, but
I think they got to pre-commit their ults before they go around the corner. Have a plan. Hey, let's use these ults in this fight. Let's just do it. And because I think they're trying to figure it out in the moment, and it's just a little bit too much. So here we go. Moira going to try to heal them up. They're getting on the point. Reinhardt versus Reinhardt. We've seen this 1,000 times. Asher goes down to the flame strike from Doggy. And it looks like St. Thomas is getting control, smashing away. And they're at 99%. So the Knights have to stay on this. But it's 5-1. And Shadow will finally go down. And that's going to be the first round going over to St. Thomas.
It's so tough once the Knights have committed to just stacking 5 in that little room. Junkrat's getting so much mileage, right? You got to be so careful of that.
And I'm not sure why the Knights never opted into going the upper route. I don't know that it would have worked, but I would have liked to have seen them try it. Maybe take down the Pharah.
It's a high ground.
Yeah, exactly. And then force them into another defensive position, and then try to take the fight from there. But they were unable to do that. So we'll see what adjustments they make now.
If you can make this battle,
this might hinge.
The game might.
I'm pretty sure we instantly win this round if you make that. But
it's up to Shadow. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, Shadow. Samurai's going to go over here, try to drive the ship, unable to do so.
All right, and it looks like it might be no baskets made. I'm worried for the Knights at this point.
All right, so we're pushing up here. Last time we were on this map, it was not pretty, J-Moff, so I'm hoping the Knights have come up with a new strategy for this.
It's another good.
Where's the enemy is what they're wondering right now. Nobody's here.
Map, though, right? So, you gotta be really careful.
Man, does everybody play Pharah? This is getting old with the Pharah thing. Maybe we should start playing it. I don't know.
I don't know why we're not.
Oh, we are. Look, we just died as Pharah. So Zui goes down. His play to Farah just gets killed instantly. So we'll see what adjustments they can make here. The Knights are in this little cubby, but I don't know if this is the place you want to be long term. Here we go with the tackle. Can't quite knock him off. So good try there. Kind of a little game of chicken. But the Knights lose 2, and the Knights are losing this early fight. St. Thomas looking locked in right now, J-Moff. And I don't know if they're going to give up anything to the Knights.
Yeah, I mean, the initial push is...
Who does end up knocking him off there. So Asher goes
Morale
1 for
boost,
1. Yeah, there we go. But unfortunately, the rest of the team is respawning. Junk just gonna come. Does he miss? He can't miss. Hits him with the activatable, and so that's gonna be Zui Slayer down for the count.
That's not the first time Zui's taken maybe a little bit too forward of a weight position and paid the price for it.
We've seen him getting picked off at the beginning of both fights so far in this round, so he's gonna be a little more patient. Here we go, Samurai on the Cassidy. See what he can do. See if he can find some shots. You know, the good old days when Cosmic was on the Cassidy, those were some flank angles. Samurai's not the same player, but I'd like to see some flanks. I'd like to see some pressure. He's going to try to get out the Farah. He's going to try to throw the grenade up there. It's, he's not exactly Tom Brady.
Right. Yeah, no 3-pointers for Cassidy out here, but...
that's basketball, Josh. Well,
I know, I'm bringing something else into the table. I'm bringing something else.
All right, so this is the flank coming in from Zui, looking for the Junk. Cannot get a good flank here. He's going to go over.
Wow.
This could be...
I didn't know you could do that. That was fun.
This could be spicy. I don't know if he's going to be able to hit them. It's not exactly easy to hit them with a grenade while they're flying, but he's going to dump damage.
It's at least it's AoE. He wasn't...
He's going airborne against them. The airborne battle. You're never winning that. But hey, I like the attempt. I like to try. I did like when he was shooting down on the point. I think that actually could have been beneficial. Oh my gosh, the Tigers here going to take out Samurai. So the Knights just look completely... off their game here on this map, and we have not seen them have any success on this map this season.
It was a good try. I think this map might just be over for the Knights, and that's not what you want to see out of the first coming out the gates, right?
No.
You feel bad about that, especially after having just had a close one. You want to get some momentum, but you just don't have it.
Yeah,
and all of your weaknesses instantly shown right up. Obviously, Junkrat's tough to deal with. In certain for anyone, right? But the Farah Mercy just putting so much work in.
Well, and I feel like we're kind of swapping our characters too much.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is. There's no clear like
I saw Zui playing. He played Farah, he played 76, and he's playing Junkrat all on that map. How are you ever gonna get an ult? We gotta get our ults at least. You should always be able to find at least one fight that you can win. You just use everything, right? But we're not even being able to do that because we're getting a little bit too impatient. Falling down and kind of panicking. So I want to see. I give you $5 if you guess where we're going next, J-Bob. We're going back to Kings Row. So we do get to choose because we did lose that first map. So we'll be back on the row, see what the boys can do. But like I was saying, I want to see, we need to go back to the fundamentals. We need to go back to the base of, hey, let's get our ults, let's use them. And I think, to me, it was that first round where we had, we probably had 3 ults at least. And we ended up using 0 and dying, right?
Right.
And when you're using no ults and dying, now they're getting another round of ults, because they're getting ult charge while you're not using your ults. You can't get ult charge while you have your ult. So
it's not like this is a different team, though, right? These are the same guys we just saw.
Yeah.
You have those fundamentals, right?
So maybe it is mentality.
There could be some fatigue, some mentality, something. Tilt could be a factor here, which is the worst case scenario, I think, right? You can't have that happen.
But I think they'll be comfortable coming back on Kings Row, and I think we're going to see the same team we saw, in that last best of 3, and I think the Knights are going to take it to them. So
that's true. There will have been more time on this map than we've ever had in a single day, I think. So
exactly. So we'll see what they end up doing here. They're going to be on attack first, and I like this. We don't have Shadow. I think Shadow was the one subbed out. No. It was
thinking last time. Now it's Asher though.
Yeah,
but we're still on the Ramatra, right? Which is I think a good idea. Sweet Slayer and Simp.
It was Claymore. Claymore got subbed out for Samurai, so that's a little DPS change there.
Hence the presence of McCree and these other picks.
But I don't mind it. Samurai's playing all these hit scans, and when they're going Farah, you got to be able to take it down.
The trick with hit scan is hitting, right?
Well, that's true. He struggles sometimes with the hitting part of it, but he's working on it. I think, the more time he gets, the better he'll be at these champions. Because you got to at least shoot the bullets, right? Claymore's much more of a flanking. He likes the Reaper. He likes the Torb. He likes to create mayhem. But the organized play, I do like the hit scan a little bit more with these flying around characters, or these like very one-shottable characters, like Junkrat and whatnot. So
I like some of the aggressive like Moira positioning and stuff.
So Pharah versus Pharah.
Down.
What's the big difference that you saw? I saw no mercy on our side. Yeah. Oh, like mercy div 100%. So Knight's going to be pushing in, heading out the card. Shadow's going to be on the support role right now, trying to help out. Zui Slayer coming back in, switching over to Symmetra. So, and this Pharah is just killing everybody. We need an answer for this, J-Mom. Enough is enough.
They were
enough is enough.
They were creating enough pressure where, last time we saw Pharah, that stuff was getting done if we weren't dealing with Pharah, unless we just missed everything in the Pharah.
She killed everybody. How many? She got 10 kills.
Now she's both getting shot at, dodging everything, and killing everybody. Like I don't know if it's a shot calling thing. I don't know. Maybe the focus or tilt.
Yeah, I'll stay on Samurai here. I want to see some Pharah headshots coming in. Where is she? Where's she gonna be flying somewhere? She's hiding. She's scared. She probably has an ult right behind us or something.
She's probably about to kill everyone. So she's probably about to
Here comes Samurai peeking around, looking for the angles, keeping his ammo up. There we go. All right, we're on the Widow. I like it. I like Zui switching to the Widow. Yes, he keeps switching over and over again, but maybe he can finally hit the Pharah.
Anti-Pharah.
Yeah.
Right now,
we gotta try everything. Here comes the Pharah like we predicted.
It's a one-man ult, though.
So that's just Kyle going down. And there we go. Finally, Samurai takes him down. I knew if we watched, Samurai would get it done. Oh my goodness, he just got slaughtered. That was not comfortable for him, but he did get the kill.
It took our entire team, but we did eventually get the Pharah.
Yeah, and that's why. But in all honesty, that's why Samurai is kind of good in this situation with the Cassidy being able to take out that Pharah. If he can do that consistently, that's what the Knights need, because that Pharah is just doing so much damage, getting so many kills, and we'll see what they can do with any adjustments moving forward. But they got to get some position on this point. They haven't even captured it 1%. They got to do something here. Get it up to 30% would be your goal. Just to start out. Here we go, a little bit of sniping. I'll throw that grenade in, the mine rather. See if he can get a shot. There's the Pharah peeking around.
Get some mileage out of this Widow if we can here.
Yeah, the grenades. Yeah, that seems real balanced. Constant rocket launcher bullets coming straight at you with no dip or nothing. No, this is constant. I hate that. This is ridiculous. We got to find a way to answer this.
I mean, at the same time, Widow just one-shotter, right? Like.
Hey, I saw a Cassidy ult though. Let's see her dodge that. Let's see her dodge that.
Yeah,
okay.
Careful.
And this is exactly what we were talking about in the last map. They gotta use these ults, okay? And this could be the moment. If Samurai can find the angle, if he can find a double kill, Mercy Pharah with the Cassidy ult, boom. We take this, we control it, and then just like we saw in the last best of 3, once you get this point, you can roll it to the end.
Yeah.
So
that's true. This is initial.
They just got to break through.
Chance. All right, there we go.
There we go. We're moving in. There's the Pharah. We got some damage on her. She's getting low. Throwing some kind of weird grenade thing up at her. Trying to push in. He's doing damage, but Mercy's up healing to Reinhardt. Reinhardt's not taking it. The triple Junkrat ult. That is devastating here for the Knights. They can't even kill the Pharah, and he will go down as well. Pharah's just ulting for fun. And that Junkrat ult, that hit me right in the heart, J-Mouth. That was a tough one to watch.
Yeah, that one hurts. Deeper than on the outside,
and look what we still have is this McCree
not being pulled here. Maybe more than one person.
All right, let's pull it. Let's just do it. You got to chat up. There it goes. He's going for it. Can't quite get it. Round 1 complete.
Well, he pushed the button.
He pushed the button.
That's a start.
So
that's our expected. That's our usual Kings Row experience we like to provide to everyone here at Virginia University.
But I believe in the defense. I think that we can do something here, J-Moth.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in the defense quite as much as you. Historically, I think our attacks have been better. But maybe something will happen. There, like you said, there's been some subbing happening, right?
We did hold Merage 3. Wow, what was it? 3 pushes? 3, 4 pushes?
Yeah, that is a really good point. Maybe.
So
I feel like
it's just hard with the 0%. The 0% is hard, and I agree with you. I think that these guys, this isn't, they're not looking as good as they were. And maybe St. Thomas is just that good, right?
It's
like
true.
I don't know their
there
ranks.
Could be more credit,
But I do think that the Knights need to just believe, right? They need to believe in themselves. They need to be able to just stop them 0% right here. They just saw it be done. We got the 76. We got the Mercy on the 76. That should be able to deal with the Farah. Also, Ash coming out. A lot of Farah counters here. But at the end of the day, Josh, you got to hit your shots.
Yeah, that seems to be you got to two things. You got to hit your shots. That's step one. Step two, you got to push your old button. That's it.
That's true.
Step three, win, right? Or do better.
Here we go. Here comes some rockets flying in.
No surprises. No surprises.
We got rockets. We got grenades. We need some anti-explosion jackets or something.
Yeah.
All right, so Sweet's going to miss all the shots. I think he'll get any damage in. He's going to hit one. He's going to hit two. They're going to be pushing him back. Here, they're coming around the left side. That's a grenade going down, but he will die to the Farah.
Junkrat flank.
That's two dead to Farah. That's another one dead to Junkrat. The Knights need to find an answer here because if they cap this is going to end the series.
See, the difference here compared to Mirage is once we recognize them taking the more aggressive maybe flank push all the way around on this map, is the Knights stepped back and absorbed it, whereas we just got surrounded and killed there, right? Like there was no attempt to reposition once the choke fell. We just let them flank us.
Well, maybe you were right with the basketball reference. So here we go.
Shame to
this is the offense. This is just what just happened. 2 kills there. Gonna fly over here. Gonna Scooby Doo right there. He's gonna hit. That's the worst play of the game I ever saw.
Yeah, I mean
I think the play of the game should have been what could have been with Samurai's ult. Okay, so just imagine what could have been, and then that was play of the game.
Yeah.
Okay,
imagine the best possible scenario.
Yeah,
the best possible scenario. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be rough here. Knights moving on, so they're going to drop 2 games today, both 0-2. But they're going to be bouncing back for next week. They got to get that endurance, like you said, and you foreshadowed it, J-Moth. Having these back-to-back matches. It's rough. You got to be able to have the endurance.
Yeah, it's a toll on your focus, right? You just get tired of looking at the same thing over and over for too long. It's a toll on your gameplay and how you feel. Like when you lose one that's close, okay. Now you've lost 2 that's close, and you're going into a whole nother game against a whole other team. I mean, it's a lot to absorb. You have to be able to, though, right?
And I think it's not, and it's not just day of, right? Like now, this is week after week of these close matches, losing, and these guys got to be able to just come together as a team and be able to push through it, come out the stronger, work on their game for next week, and hopefully we'll have a different result.
Yeah, if we saw SVU play to the same caliber we saw during the first match and lose, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Like that's understandable. But I think we saw some very clear change, and the Knights were just not able to take quite the beating that they were. Hopefully that is yet another adjustment we can see them make. After another week of trying stuff out, analyzing, practicing, all that good stuff. But yeah, tough games today.
Tough games.
Well played.
We'll be back next week, so make sure you guys follow the stream to get any notifications of when we go live. We will be going live with Halo next week, and then next Saturday we will have some more Overwatch. So make sure you stay tuned in, and we'll keep you up to date with everything we're doing here at SVU Esports. Thanks for being here today.